In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friends. This is Pinky.
And this is Priyanka.
And we're here to call out all things PakeAsPuck. With some snacks.
Snacks.
We got some tea and crumpets. Just kidding. Pecan pie bites. You know, I had to make a second batch because the first batch got eaten. And I thought I was going to have leftover.
Did you make these specially for me? That's so nice. And I blew you off last week.
No. It was double. Okay. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Okay.
and because that's why when I texted you, like, where are you? First I was worried.
You didn't say where are you. You're like, are you in a ditch?
I mean, that's how I show my love.
I had no idea. Like, when you texted me, I was just like, wait, what? And then I looked at the calendar. I'm like, how did I not process this?
You did. You did the day before.
No,
you did one of the days we were like back and forth on IG stories. And it was when my glass bong, when I showed you, and I was like, remember we're supposed, and you were like, yes. I was like, yes, bong and pecan pie bites on Friday. You're like, yes, Friday, I'll need it. I was like, yes. It's okay.
I just completely lost track.
It's
I'm
okay.
coming out of vacation mode.
How was it?
It was good. It was nice to just get away and see the family. I think I was like super excited to see a lot of my husband's side of the family too, because the last big wedding I wasn't there. My baby was like only like close to 3 months.
When was that one?
That was in 2021.
But he went, right?
Yeah, Neil went. Neil and my daughter went, but I did not feel comfortable flying out with the baby, so I stayed home with the boys. And so I hadn't really like seen everybody in a really long time, and so it was nice to see like all the cousins, hang out with them. A lot had happened since then too, so I mean, we're cool, so it was nice to just like hang out with everybody. But I had a mild anxiety. Not mild. I fucking had an anxiety.
Just say it.
I'm not even gonna jump. I freaked the fuck out at the reception because
right before you texted me, right?
So much progression leading up to it. Like, my parents were there, and they're friends with my husband's side of the family. Like, they've all known each other for so long. The only reason me and Neil even got together was because our parents maintained their relationship, right?
They hung out all the time.
All the time. But, like, I kept thinking that I would have their support with the kids. And on top of that, me and Neil learned that we were going to do the grashanti, the ceremony before the wedding. So I was like, okay, even the mother of the groom, she asked me, she's like, Priyanka, you're going to be okay, like, during the grashanti, like, with the kids and stuff. I'm like, they're older, and my mom and dad will be there. It'll be okay. And no, like, the middle son almost knocked over the camera. Like, they had everything set up on a tripod, and they were just running around, and he gets anxious around a lot of people. He doesn't like attention. He just wants to be left alone. And so he was kind of just like all over the place.
Oh no.
And I'm sitting on the stage doing the puja, and he almost knocked over the camera equipment. And I see like the videographer that was standing there, and he looked so frustrated. And I'm like, I feel for you. I'm like, I wouldn't have let this happen. So I had to tell the Maharaj, I'm just like, pause. And I look over at my dad. I'm like, you can't call him over to me like
you're
a
just
stray
sitting
dog.
there.
I'm like, get up and get him out of here.
You had to tell your dad in front of all these people.
In front of everybody. I'm like, get up and get him out of here.
Yeah. Like, they wanted you to sit in the garsanti.
Right.
And so then they should be helping out to make it happen.
But I had to like dictate everything. There was no like.
Wait, where was Neil? Oh, he was sitting with you.
next to me.
Yes. So then, obviously, if the mom and dad are in the garsanti together, I'm sorry.
Right. It was so infuriating, and I was just like, why do I have to spell this out?
Yeah.
It was so annoying. And then my mom.
Oh God.
I don't know why, and this is just like a me personal, like, I'm just venting. Like, I get that she's a people pleaser, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know why, instead of taking charge with the kids, she was, like, overly helpful to everybody else, and she was in charge of, like, manning the purse that had all the gold.
Why would you give her that responsibility?
So then my mom felt like this sick obligation to just stay in the one chair.
Oh my God, that's not how that works.
And like hold the bag
with you.
And Well, that too, like, if she was holding onto the purse, she's so paranoid.
Yeah.
She can't act cool about it.
No.
Like, if you
Like,
gave...
you know she has something in there that
Right.
she's guarding with her life.
Right.
Because they all act like that, though. They all act like that.
Not my mother-in-law. Okay, she's savage. She's she could be walking around with, like, 20 G's, and you'd never even know.
Same.
Right. Like, you just...
We learned from those type of aunties, yeah.
You can't act paranoid.
And look guilty that you have something you're not supposed to have.
No, just go through.
But also, like, your mom should have been like, no, I have to take care of the kids because Priyanka and Neil are...
No, they can't, though. And that's the part that, like, drove me crazy. I'm just like, why'd you take all this job, Daddy, then?
Yeah.
But I didn't say that. I was just like, you were supposed to just handle 3 hours with the kids.
And you couldn't do that.
And then as soon as the ceremony is done, I have to go get them and figure out lunch. And, like, nobody can say anything, right?
No.
They're just like, chokra, bhukha cha, this and that. So I go up to the caterer and I'm just like, okay, look, my kids are hungry. Lunch got pushed because of XYZ.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my kids are starving. Can I just get some rice? Like, all you have to do is ask.
No.
Nobody else can do that.
No.
So I had to, like, put my shoes
Ye
on.
jawabdari nahi, pan pili jawabdari lewani.
Yeah.
Right. Because
Right.
gold is more important than your grandkids getting fed.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nobody else that could have held the bag.
Exactly.
There's nobody else.
No.
And, like, I swear to God, the way she held this thing, she put it over her shoulder, and she's got it wrapped around.
Oh, turn.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so she's incapable of doing anything else.
No, because ekdam handicap thai kiya. It's hilarious to me. My mom's the same way.
I was just like,
she's the
there
same
was nobody
way.
else in the family that could have watched this bag of gifts.
Exactly.
Like, you had to take this on
No,
when
she
I
didn't.
needed you to just
Be a ba.
handle the kids.
Yeah. I can't believe that. I can't believe she was doing that.
So it's an accumulation of stuff like this.
Little
right?
things built
And then
up, yeah.
My dad, like, during the Mendi, they had, like, a separate room for, like, the game. And
Yeah, I
then
saw
there was the
that.
Mendi room, which I wasn't
loved
opposed
it,
to that.
yeah.
That's fine. But again, like, all the guys were, like, not available at all.
And helping with their children.
And one of Neil's cousins was cracking up because, like, when I found all the men sitting in that room, like, it wasn't just men. There were, like, the kids and everything were in there.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
We got our hands on it and went over there.
Yeah.
But, like, I was so frustrated because all I wanted to do was eat. I was starving.
Yeah.
I opened up the door and I saw my father-in-law, like, just laughing along with that. I'm like, you're on duty here. And I pushed all the kids inside and I left and everyone was cracking up in the background. But I was like, no,
Yeah.
it can't just fall on
Well, also
my mother-in-law either.
Yeah.
Because she's also trying to help with the other boys.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, there was 4 of them there. You think they could have handled 3 kids.
and quite honestly, the way I see it is, my in-laws were also like primary guests of the wedding because
okay.
it's like Kaka's wedding.
Okay,
right?
okay, yeah.
So like it's my father-in-law's younger brother's youngest son.
Got
so
it.
they need to be present.
Maybe she should have been holding the gold.
So my parents were the spare parts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Your mother-in-law should have been holding the gold.
Kind of, but
Yeah.
not even really, right? Like she needed to be present with like everybody else.
Yeah, she needs to be
There had to
social
have been
and-
another aunt.
There had to been. There's so many who love sitting there at the Garsanti and like the BTs
That
and
was
all
just
that.
going to sit and not be mobile. There
right,
were
right. You could have given it to a
options.
ba. Come on.
Right.
That's
right.
what you're supposed to do.
So I
Bad
was so
epidemic.
irritated. I'm like, Mom, like, what are you trying to prove here? You don't get props for like
But that's what she
being
wants.
ring security, right?
That's what she
but
wants.
that she needed that validation.
Wakaran bada.
Yeah.
And that's more important when strangers do that versus your own kids, right? Like when strangers
Yeah.
say thank you, it means more when your own kid says thank you for watching the
No,
kid.
we always, no matter, there's no amount of gratitude that we can show, we still come off ungrateful. So that's
selfish.
basically what happened. Like at the reception then, dinner was served a little bit later.
How did your dance go?
Dance was good. That was at like the Sangeet.
Oh,
It turned
okay.
out fine.
Okay.
And so that's why like the reception was so chill.
Yeah.
We didn't have to practice beforehand.
Yeah.
We just
You
got
could
ready
actually
and show
enjoy
up.
it.
Yeah. And so we're sitting there and the middle guy fell asleep. His bedtime is his bedtime. He pushed it to about 9 o'clock and then he just passed out. And I felt bad because he fell asleep hungry. Like we fed them in the room, but it's still not enough.
not
When
the
you stay
same.
up later, you get hungry, right?
Yeah.
And so dinner was served around like 9:30, I think. And I'm
like-
going back and forth. Like I'm going to the room. Like I only have 2 hands. So I get food for my kids. And one of them liked it, the other one didn't like this or that. I'm like, this is the only option that we have. And then one of my nephews, he's allergic to a lot of things, so they had like special food made for him. And of course, my daughter wanted that. And I'm just like, you need to understand that he's got a reason for this.
He's got allergies.
That was
yeah.
like you have allergies too, but not to that degree.
Yeah.
And I brought you stuff that you are able to eat, but you're just choosing not to eat it. Mm-hmm. So whatever. There was that drama, but again, I was just like going back and forth. And Neil too was trying to handle stuff. We were supposed to DoorDash, but in meeting everybody, we forgot to DoorDash food for the kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's not like you couldn't like hop in a car or something.
We could have, but like, why leave the reception then like that, right? I was just like, he also like me and him kept having like miscommunication. I'm like, just freaking order. I don't care what you order. Just get
hop
something
in a
here
car
in 10 minutes.
when someone's going to go get alcohol from the liquor store.
I
Go
was so
next door to a McDonald's. Like, take initiative.
But right.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening. Like, it was the, why am I dictating everything for everybody around me?
Yes.
Why do I have to tell everybody what to do?
Yes.
Why can't anybody
This is why
assess the situation and handle it? I was getting so frustrated. And then I started, like, the anxiety, panic started to set in. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I felt like I was being watched, okay?
You were, by all the aunties.
Everybody. Everyone was like,
boys, everybody.
I wasn't unraveling, but like internally I was. And I'm like, just sit here, eat your food, right? So I got the kids settled down. And then I went back and they're about wrapping up food. So then I went back to go get food, where I ran into my parents in line and they're like talking to everybody and getting their own plates. And I'm like, why hasn't anybody checked in on me?
Because that's
Right? Like,
the standard
if anything,
MO.
I was so irritated. I'm like, why wouldn't anybody like just come over, tap me on the shoulder and be like,
Did you eat?
Beta, did you eat? Like, what should I get the kids? Right? Like, there was none of that. It was just me running around with my head cut off. Mm-hmm. And then I had to, again, ask the caterers. I'm like, I'll be right back. I need to make a plate of food. I didn't get to eat yet.
Yeah.
So I got whatever was left over. I got some, like, rice and, like, cucumbers. And I put some gravy over it and called it dinner.
Yeah, that's
not the same.
That's not a reception dinner.
That's not
the dinner that you were looking forward to when you were going
and like
you were going to
everything
a
was
reception.
picked over and taken away.
Yeah.
And so I came back with my plate and I'm sitting there and now I just feel like there's all eyes on me. Everyone's ready to dance. And they're just like sitting there watching me. My kid's not eating. Like my daughter was sitting there at the table just ready to cry. And then I'm also like, I feel bad.
Because she didn't want that food.
She didn't want that food. She's choosing not to eat. And I feel like I wasn't taking care of her.
Yeah, but no.
I know I did it. I know I did.
Okay.
But I was like, what more could I have done for her?
Especially when you could feel all the eyes on you.
Right.
Judging you.
So like my mom then came over. She ate.
Of
her
course.
plate, she ate,
Yeah.
she came over, and then she's trying to like spoon feed my daughter. Then my mother-in-law came over, and she's just like asking and talking to the kids. And I just felt them watching me. I'm like, and I flag Neil over, and I'm like, please get them away from me. I don't like being watched. I just want to eat my food so I can calm down. But I could feel my insides gyrating, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, it's coming. I'm going to snap. It's happening.
And it didn't help that you didn't have any calories in you.
No.
Because the low blood sugar is probably what made you like go over the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, right. And I'm certain, like, and I was sitting there eating and I could feel everybody watching. And then instead of leaving, because again, Neil couldn't say it.
No.
He couldn't actually say it and like make it happen, right?
Yeah.
So my mom grabbed a seat. And then she's just like, kind of like watching me and then trying to talk to my daughter. And I'm like, can you please leave? And I said it quietly. And she's like, what's your problem? It turned into what's your problem?
Of course it did.
And I was like, I don't like being watched right now. I'm like, nobody is actually taking initiative to help me with the kids. And my daughter's ready to fall apart. And now I'm going to fall apart because I feel like I didn't take care of her. And she's like, well, they're just tired. I'm like, I get that, but they need to eat. Like
they're not just tired, they're hungry.
Right.
Because nothing has been functioning on time for this whole entire wedding weekend.
And all I wanted was for them to recognize that, hey, the kids are tired, let me take them back. Like, they ate. Why couldn't you just take them back to the room?
Because they have to sit and watch people dance for an hour and a half after.
So when I asked her, I was like, you were supposed to take them back to the room.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to watch, just stay with them. Like I said, once
dinner's done.
Go.
You're not going to dance.
Take them back,
Right.
so that me and Neil can like spend time with the cousins,
Yeah.
right?
And
But that
party
like
like
did
you
not
should have.
register. You know what I was told? That chokra na mar jod ke yaud.
Oh, as if they don't want to go with bandada. Get the fuck out of there.
Right. So I was basically just told like
Figure it out yourself.
I was stuck.
Figure it out.
I was so stuck, and she's like, "Why don't you just come back to the room, put them down, and then we'll sit there?" And I'm like, "I wasn't supposed to have to do that."
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that I can,
but I actually wanted to hang out with my cousins.
Right, like this was supposed to be like a stress-free, worry-free kind of thing. Like I can get like if you have a baby and you have to do that, they are grown kids.
Yeah. Yeah. All you were doing was putting them to bed, Mom.
You couldn't bribe them and take them back to the room, change them into the PJs. Like I couldn't have made it easier for you. My expectations are a little high of them, but like you're capable of doing it.
I don't think
any other day of
they
the
weren't
week.
hot. They weren't high. The expectation was definitely not high of your parents.
So I had to like pack up my kids and take them back.
Oh, so you didn't get to enjoy the reception.
I didn't. And so then like I just grabbed my kids because like my daughter was ready to cry and everything still feels like a little hazy. I was so mad, but I'm just like whatever, fuck it. And I grabbed my kids and I'm like walking back. My mom's like following me. It's tense at this point because like I told her I'm like I don't like being watched.
Yeah.
And now
that's all you two are doing is sitting here watching.
Right. And now I'm like, and now I have to leave and like take them. And again, I'm being watched. I felt like I was being watched.
You are being watched. I can guarantee you. You don't
Like,
need to know who they are, but every time you're
the fact
in
that
an
I
Indian
just
function,
like, scoop up my kid and
Yeah.
leave, and everybody's watching. And then what happened? As I'm like leaving with the kids, Neil's uncomfortable around me. He's like, she's pissed. She's upset. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, first of all, you didn't eat properly. No one was asking if you were okay. Like during the whole entire event, probably.
No.
Like, and I was trying to like text you to like check in, make sure. But then I was like, I don't want her to feel like she has to keep, looking at her phone because her watch is going off.
No, I wasn't
know?
thinking that. I wasn't thinking that.
But like
either.
somebody, like that's always my MO when I know a friend, like somebody that I.
But you called it too, and
Yeah.
that's the fucked up part.
I was like, don't do this. Like, text me as soon as you start getting overwhelmed. Text me, call me, whatever. Because I know the feeling. I've been there. I've been at a wedding
my God,
when my kid was younger, and my husband, all he wanted to do was party. And
fortunately, Neil was right by my side
Yeah.
about it, and
Yeah.
so like I wasn't upset with him about that. I was more upset with him. I'm just like, why couldn't you assess the situation and like.
Just
At
take
what point were you
initiative,
going to
yeah.
take something off of my plate? Like, why do I have to remind you to get food for the kids?
Yeah.
Like, come
or
on.
even if you took one of the kids with you wherever you were going.
Right.
Right?
Just something, like, I just didn't like that I had to spell it out. That part really drove me crazy. But, like, I think I had the baby on me, and then we're walking out, and I run into my father-in-law, who's, like, probably like 3 drinks in. So, like, I grabbed the kid, and, like, my daughter was pissed that she had to walk. But, like, whatever. What are you going to do,
No,
right?
she's grown.
And then the other guy was, like, passed out, and I think Neil just, like, kind of cradled him and carried him back. Or I think I can't remember. Whatever. But we run into my father-in-law in the hallway then. And he's, like, got like 3 or 4 drinks in.
Oh, but they
Like, he's just happy, you know?
But they
and he's like, hey, you leaving? And this guy is, like, the gentle, like, the
You're like, I will kill you
sweetest
right
guy.
now.
He's just happy. And he's just like, hey, you guys leaving? And I was like, yeah, Dad, who's going to take him back to the room? Mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're tired. I got to go. And he's like, oh. And I think it was that like, really just set me off because then as we're leaving, like, that hallway area out to the
Private
doors.
area.
Yeah, like, we're still around the reception, but, like, it was a little bit quieter. I just snapped. I'm like, I wasn't supposed to do this. I was supposed to be there hanging out with the bride and groom. I'm their Bobby.
Yeah.
I was excited to be here for this wedding, and feel like I hadn't been present the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are extras.
Leah, like, I mean, you're old. You're past your prime. You're supposed to be going to bed anyways after you eat. Like, what are you doing?
There were so many. No, but, like, I get that they were at their friend's son's wedding, but, like, at what point were you guys going to step into the grandparent role? Because you know what? When I was at that wedding in July for my sister-in-law's brother, yo, my mom spent the entire time in the room.
Yeah.
And once again,
Yeah.
she ditched my dad to go be in the room. And I was just like,
It's okay then, but not right now.
right, like
Yeah.
you were prioritizing what you had to do then so that my brother and sister-in-law could be present at the wedding, but you didn't use the same.
Mindset for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, is it respect? Courtesy?
Courtesy.
Courtesy.
I think it's not. I mean, it could boil
some
down to
degree,
respect
yeah.
as
I was just
well.
like, you understood, like, oh no, like, she really needs to be present for this wedding.
Yeah.
So did I.
That's unfortunate. Like,
Right, like, the groom's mom took it upon. I was supposed to do the grashanti for the older brother, but, like, because I had the baby, I couldn't go to the ceremony. And so she found a way to still include Neil and I to be a part of the wedding. That gives you dibs. Like,
Yeah.
you should be there for everything.
Yeah.
She wanted me to be included in everything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be there.
Right.
It went both ways. And I'm like, oh my God. I wasn't mad at my kids. I was just upset with, like, the way moms get treated.
the
way moms
boiled
just
down
get
to
played
that.
because they expect you to do everything.
And
but you don't have the support to do it.
no, and that's the number.
Bobby thai tu tar ho juye.
Yeah.
But how? How do
Right.
you expect me to do it?
How do you expect me to be present and in the moment for the puja, but then still have my kids needing my attention? Because you guys literally went with 3 kids and 6 adults.
Yeah.
3 kids and 6 adults. Like, they could have doubled up on kids. Each of you could have had one kid.
My in-laws also have, like, Neil's brothers, 2 boys, and now those kids, thankfully, like, all the cousins, they played really well together.
Was Liana or was she playing?
Huh? Yeah, they were all playing really good.
Okay.
All the boys, Liana too, they had a lot of fun. So they were all playing good. We just really needed, like, one parent,
Yeah.
one grandparent to observe them, and I don't give my in-laws priority for that. I think they need to be present with the wedding.
Yeah, they were more closer.
My parents were there.
Yeah, like you said, they were extras, but this is the number one reason why moms hate going on any trips with their family when there is family obligations, especially
Yeah.
when there's family obligations. Like, and our culture is even worse. Like, when the boys were younger, I hated going to any Indian functions because, the outfits, first of all, if the outfit is not comfortable
No,
and you
you're
have to
just-
carry your baby
Yeah,
around
you're done.
and be mobile and be quick because you have a little, like, until your children are like maybe 7 or 8, like, you need to be able to move fast.
And that's where I'm at this wedding.
I know.
I can't tell you, I finally felt freedom
Yeah.
from breastfeeding,
Diapers.
kids crawling all up on me. We're potty trained.
Yes.
And I was like, I can be independent.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
For the first time in nearly a decade,
No, you can't.
I thought, okay, I have a little bit of freedom. And no, I had to, like, take my kid back. And by then I was just so pissed.
Yeah.
I
You
was
were pissed
so
because
pissed, and then the baby wanted me to. He's just like, no, can you snuggle with me? And I got stuck. I was just like, help me get out of this dress, and I was so sad and pissed. And then Neil too. He's like, I can't go, and I can't leave you like this. I'm like, you have to go. You have to go, and you have to party for both of us. You can't leave Nick like
Yeah.
that. Like, you have to go.
yeah, one of you had to go.
I'm like,
faster.
don't come home till 4 a.m. because he did that for us.
Yeah.
You gotta go and rally.
Somebody has to. Yeah. That's well, so here's the thing. Did you, like, talk about this with your mom and dad before you guys left? Like, are you going to be able to help with the kids at the reception, or were you just, like, expecting them to have some sort of, like, and either answer is okay.
Yeah.
Answer is okay. Because I
did a lot of reflection on that. I don't think I, like, specifically had a meeting to say it, but
Yeah.
I think it was said in passing
Okay.
that, like, hey, you guys can take the kids back. It was mentioned, but on their end too, they're like, well, we're gonna share a room with you guys the first night, and then we'll be able to check into our room, so they could even come stay with us. So, like, I thought there was, like, a mutual agreement. Which my daughter did. She did go over and, like, crash in their room a couple of times, and that's great, but
yeah.
it wasn't spelled out, and I think that's the part that drove me crazy. I'm like, oh, wow, I have to spoon feed everything to
Yeah.
you. Lesson learned for the next time.
Yeah.
But
No, and
this has happened so many times. Like,
it's unfortunate because, like you said, why do I have to be the one? The mom has to be the one that's constantly making all of the decisions, saying all of the things. Because at what point do you just get exhausted? You get exhausted
You
being the
get
one that has to always be making sure that
and you
everybody's.
get labeled the bitch, man.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why people are watching you, because they want to see you break down. They want to
That's
see you break
pathetic.
down.
And I literally felt like I was an animal at the zoo.
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't go crazy on the outside. Like I didn't lash out in front of everybody like in the reception hall. It was on the hallway as we were exiting the
But
building.
you know, based on like other
but
panic attacks you've had.
you can see like my face was mad when I had my kid on my hip and I was storming out of there.
Yeah. Because you were pissed that you had to be, again, every single time, be the one that has to get the job done.
Yeah.
Like, why is there nobody else that can get the job done?
Nobody else is like
Right. And
observing, smart. I'm just gonna say you're not smart enough to see what you have to do.
yeah. And it's that. It's okay that it's, it's in reference to your mom and dad. It's okay that they're older than you. They are, to some degree, they
They're
are stupid.
negligent as fuck.
Yeah. And because they're seeing it, and it goes back to, again,
But they tell you if you do anything like, ew, they're not good.
yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like they have no problem trying to put you in your place.
Right.
God forbid you do something out
But
of the
when
way.
you put them in their place, oh, why are you talking to me like that? I'm older than
so
you.
mad. I can still hear my dad. He's like, "Are you serious, Priyanka?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fucking serious."
Who said that?
Well, like when I told him, I'm just like, "Why did I tell you what to do?
Oh.
Why did I tell you everything? You guys don't look around and like see that, hey, my daughter could use a hand right now? You never see that." He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm serious."
Your dad said that to you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Yes, Dad. Don't you see that?
I'm like, every single day I've had to ask you,
Yeah.
"Hey, as soon as the kids are done eating, take them back to the room." Why am I
Because
you were nowhere around. He's always sitting at the table with his boys. I'm like, "You never checked up on me."
they don't.
And when I said that, he's like, "Are you serious?" "Yes, I'm serious." I'm not pulling that out of my ass.
Yeah, I'm
I
not just
actually
saying it to be
experienced it.
mean. Yeah. I just and a lot of it is just they're also just they're done. Like they don't want responsibilities anymore. They don't, and they want to pick and choose.
No,
they want to pick and
But
choose.
something else that I was so mad, I called him out on. I'm like, you just show up when it's convenient for you. Like during the Bharat, how cute would it be if I picked up one of my kids and put them on my shoulders? Only when you happen to walk by us.
Yeah.
With your friends.
Yeah.
You didn't stick with me and say, "Hey, the kids are tired. It's a little chilly outside. The Bharat is extra long. Let me carry one of the kids
Yeah, no.
off of Priyanka."
Yeah.
No, I had one on my shoulders and the one grabbing onto my chanyo. And the other one was like, "Why don't I ever get carried?" "Because you're double the weight, dude."
Because you're older. Come on now.
What the heck?
This I don't.
Right, but nobody saw like, hey, Priyanka's like about to Janet Jackson the whole Bharat.
Yeah.
Let me get one of
to
her kids off
topple
of her.
over.
Yeah. No, but when you happen to walk by, or when you think that the kids might like to see some bird in the tree,
Yeah.
you come find me
Yeah. When it's convenient for them.
for like 2-3 minutes,
Yeah.
and then off you go.
Right.
Skedaddle away. No, that's not helpful.
It's not.
This is stupid.
It's not. But they don't see it as anything.
Did you keep a child with you the entire time?
Exactly.
No, you didn't do that either.
Exactly. Because they don't. They want to pick and choose.
Yeah.
They feel like they're at the age now where their kids are grown because their kids are having kids now.
And they get a picture with the kids.
Right.
Did I get a picture with my kids?
No.
No.
Yeah, I was like, "Where's pictures?"
No. I got like 3 selfies. That's it. It was stupid.
I'm telling you,
I was so mad.
this is one of the reasons why I hate when we have to physically go and leave driving distance for weddings. Like, and whenever I've had to go to a few weddings outside of the area, the Chicagoland area, and I was like, it's gonna be too expensive. I should go by myself, and I would go by myself because I'm like, or you don't know them, I'll just go by myself.
So we're planning on doing that in March. We have to go to Jersey for a wedding. And Neil and I decided, like, we'll all fly there, but then we're going to be like, stay home with Bandadu. and me and Neil are going to go to the wedding
Yeah.
alone. Because then we can be present with our friends.
Yeah, even if you
Otherwise-
just go to the reception by yourself, because that's the more fun part anyways, you know?
No, I
Either
think
one.
we're going to do the whole thing. You guys
That's
bond with your
amazing.
grandparents, and then that way we can at least be there for our friends. Otherwise, we're not
You're not present.
there, and
No.
that sucks.
That sucks for them
I
and
don't
for
know
you.
if anybody else has ever felt that. I really felt that when like one of my best friends got married in Texas. And now I was one of the first ones to get married in my group of friends, and she was one of the last ones to get
Oh.
No, not one of. She was the last one to get
Okay.
married in like both groups of friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
our little cluster and like her like close-knit friends from Texas. Now she was there for everything for me. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like planning the wedding, bachelorette, at the wedding she was there. Even when I had kids, like she was just present.
She's always there.
And if you can't reciprocate to some degree all that time and love that they've like poured into you, you feel like shit.
You do. You
You
feel really
like a
bad.
really shitty friend. Now there's other ways that I can still be there for her, but like as you kind of evolve into like mom life, wife
Yeah.
life, all that stuff, like you can't give the same. And that sucks.
You give it differently, though.
You do,
give it
but like
differently.
in that moment, at least I remember from that wedding, I was just like, when the kids got sick, I didn't have the third one. I just had the two, and they got sick like right when we got to Texas.
Oh, jeez.
Like congested. It
Oh.
was bad.
Oh, yeah, allergies.
So, yeah, it got really bad. And it's just muggy there. They couldn't clear it out. And at the reception, I ended up having to go alone, and I was just like, this isn't what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You feel shitty for not being able to reciprocate the same type of.
But you
time and
you
love
make it
that
up
they
in your way. You know, it doesn't have to
I
be.
hope that resonates, but like.
Because think about it this way: you were the first one to get married, right? She was the last one to get married. So that means, what was the time difference when you got married to her getting married?
Almost 4 years.
Right.
4 or 5 years.
Right. So what I'm doing for you is what you will do for her.
I know.
So that's how you'll reciprocate it.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you
It's just
can't
different.
it can't be a one for one.
Right.
Especially when you're in different stages of life.
I know.
Right? And so if you constantly try to, if that's where your brain goes, like, oh, it's not a one for one, you're always going to be upset that you can't.
I think
you
it's
know?
more just that like
You'll
they
meet
should
the energy.
have your undivided attention, right? So like in that particular incident, like no, I wasn't at the point where I could just leave my kid at home. Like I think the middle guy was still breastfeeding at the time.
Right, but
honestly,
like when
know?
you got married, she was not at that stage, so she
No.
had the time to give you.
Yeah.
So you will reciprocate it in your time when you're capable of giving her your undivided attention, and any true friend will see that. Like they won't be like, well, you weren't at my reception, and when you did come to my reception, you were doing this, this, and this, and you weren't there 100%. But when I was at your reception, it's like,
There's some people like that though.
well,
I've heard
no,
those
but that's
stories.
when you're like, hold up, bitch, let's look at the details. It's not. No, it's
I know.
not.
I know.
Unless all of you are at the same point in life, it can never be a one for one
Right,
exchange.
right.
Right. And so that's
Right.
how you figure it out, right?
Right.
I'm sorry that it wasn't as fun as you thought it was gonna
No,
be.
it was a lot of fun though.
Okay.
It was still a lot of fun. Like, yeah, I had that moment with my parents, but overall,
Overall, it was okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Overall, it was just so nice to like see everybody. We had a lot of good laughs with the cousins. I wish we had more time with them, but that's okay. We'll go back
Yeah.
another time and see everybody. So
That's why, like, sometimes I know when we went to Cancun, we stayed an extra day.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody left the next day. I was like, you guys are stupid. You should not leave the next day. You're going to be
No.
so tired. You have early morning flights. Like, maybe being an avid traveler has paid off because I know when to go and all that stuff. But it felt nice to just be able to chill and relax. And I'm hoping, like, you can start cushioning, like in March.
So we did that actually before the wedding started Thursday. We went Wednesday.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just figured it's a nice resort. The kids are gonna want to like explore
Yeah.
and just acclimate.
And if the weather's nice, go in the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we stayed after into Disney.
Yes. How was
but
that?
It was a lot of fun.
Good.
It was a lot of fun.
Good, good, good.
But the day after the wedding, it worked out. Like, even though I didn't get to see everybody at the reception and the after party and this and that, the next day, most of the cousins are still around. So we just did like a whole pool day.
Nice.
And so we still got to hang out.
Yeah, you still got to hang out.
It just wasn't like,
I mean,
that.
I feel it sucks that you had to be the default. And unfortunately, that's the lot in life of a mom, especially a Desi mom.
I'm honestly still learning to accept it.
I know. And because
It's so hard.
what do people tell you, right? It takes a village to raise children. And when you have the village, meaning you have the quantity of people, it sucks when that quantity of people is not the quality of people that you want. Because then you're just, and it's also, again, based on our culture, look at all of, the interactions between our moms and their mother-in-laws. Well, my mother-in-law didn't treat me right, so...
They're just taking it out on you.
Right, and so they take it out on the next person.
Yeah, that's
right.
what it honestly feels like, that they're just constantly trying to get their revenge.
Yeah, it is.
But you're taking it out on the wrong person.
Yeah, you're taking it out on the person that you made, that you created.
So it's funny you mentioned that, because I did, I looked over at my mom. I was just like, you of all people should understand what it feels like to be stared at. Like, her one thing that drives her nuts is when my grandma is sitting on the sofa watching my mom cook.
I would hate that.
And you know that. You know that.
Oh, I hate that
so
feeling.
So my mom gets so bugged. She's like, what is she staring at? Like, I see my grandma differently. I just see her as, some old lady that's just, sitting there.
Yeah.
She has a different relationship with her mother-in-law, and I
unfortunately,
validate that.
Yes.
Right. I validate that. I'm just like, you know how she's looking at you? I just see an old lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
while I get it.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, you of all people should understand what it feels like to just be stared at when you should have known that I was going crazy inside. She's like, "Man khabar." I'm like, so then what were you doing?
The help na kare? Man khabar.
The choka majo aata nahi.
Juttu bola, paap lage.
Yeah, I was just like, when did you try? So many times I've gone to their house where we're like, tu charki jan, and it's like you couldn't at all try to bribe them with something and get them.
Because she didn't.
No,
I told you.
You didn't want to.
Right. She wanted to sit and watch
And
everybody dance.
they won't accept that.
Because their pride is at stake.
Yeah.
Because brown people
They
are
just
very
made
prideful.
an excuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't like it when anybody younger than them calls them out, whether it is in something positive or negative. The only time they want somebody younger to call them out is when you're gassing them up. Like, oh, auntie, you look so cute. Then it's okay. But if you say, oh, auntie, you're looking fat, you need to exercise, they'd be like, eh, una bola. You get what I'm saying? But it is. And that's what I try to remind myself whenever my two moms get on my nerves. I'm always like, they don't know how to behave. They don't, you are literally a 3-year-old in my head now.
Yeah, you do have to think of them.
And it sucks because numerically they're not 3 years old.
No.
But
if anything, is harder because they're just.
It's
so
very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get for me.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna leave it at that. It was
Thanks for letting
quite
me
a
vent.
trip. It was quite a trip. We'll see you guys next time. All right, leave your questions, comments, all that BS down below. We will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.